Here's this Chesshelper program, which you can download. It's free. You have to unzip it. All there is in it is, in the zip file, is a chesshelper.exe, but I couldn't put up an exe file. Basically, this shows you, it helps you, I thought, this is the idea, to help me play better chess. And you can move the pieces, of course. And you see the color coding, and that shows you the color coding means something. For example, the light blue means the piece is undefended, but it's not attacked. If the piece is attacked, but it's not defended, then it's red, which, you know, kind of was a red flag. If the piece is defended, but it's attacked the same number of times, then it's orange. If the piece, pawn included, is attacked more than it's defended, then it's yellow, which is also kind of a yellow flag. There, and I protected it again, and then it's orange. So, and the main thing here was to look at all the possibilities. If you click on white possibilities, you can see all the possible moves. And it's going too fast now, but you can change the speed of showing the positions by this horizontal scroll bar here. You can slow it way down. If we look at the white possibilities again, it's going to go real slow. And it gives you enough time to look at the positions and, that looks like a good move. So the idea was that I would at least see all the possible moves. I might not pick the best move, but I would at least see them. The dominance here, this kind of, as time went on, I added more things. For example, here's who controls what squares, dominance, and these numbers appear here. Black controls 24 squares, white controls 24 squares. Here's the plain board, that just makes it plain. If you want to see attack, then you see the color coding. If you wanted to analyze, let's say you wanted to look at this position, say I want to make some moves and see what happens, it changes the background color, and then you can make some moves and, you know, maybe see, oh, that looks good or that doesn't look good, and you say, okay, I don't want to do that move. Then you go back to play, and it puts, you know, resets the position back to the way it was. If you just want to look at the white, oh, here's another one. If you right click on a piece, it shows you what it can do. It can move here or here. If you let's do another one here. For example, if I right click on this one, that shows you this bishop can move 2 squares, and it's safe to do that. That's not going to be attacked. If you actually want to see the moves being made, you click on the moves button and you right click on it, and it shows you actually making the moves, again with all the color coding. Back to the plain board here. If you just want to see the white pieces, you just want to look at the white pieces, or you just want to look at the black pieces, then you can do those buttons. If you want to see the white axis, these are all the squares where white can move, and these are all the squares that black can move. The dominance is kind of a combination of those. It's the squares where black has more control or influence on versus white has more influence on. The dominance shows you there are 24 squares that black has more influence on. It's attacking that square more often than white, and this number shows you the number of squares that white is attacking more often. Sometime I just kept adding things. If I wanted just to look at the pawn line, I wanted to see the lines, the squares that were controlled by the white pawns. Here's the black pawn line. You can see the squares that are controlled by the black pawns. If you just want to see the pawns, just look at the pawn structure. You click on the pawn button. If you want to add, then maybe, well, where's the queen? Then you can see where the queens are respectively. One thing I seem to find in some games was when I used this, I'd play Chessmaster or Fritz. I found that if my queen were closer to the center, if I, let's go back to squares here, and you could kind of see just how, powerful the white queen was versus the black queen. I found that if my queen were better placed, I usually won the game. But you can also look at the knights and see, well, how are my knights versus his knights? How are my rooks? How are my, how's my king? Those didn't turn out to be too, important. You can add, if you're setting up a position, you can clear the board. You can then set up a position just by dragging your pieces from the bottom here. You can still then do your white possibilities and everything like that. I think that's about it. I'm sorry, the help is not how to use the chess calculator. I don't have anything. I should probably do that. This is not really completed, but most of it's completed. At the end, I was trying to add a little artificial intelligence by going into a hint white or a hint black, hint all the black. Look at all the white moves. Now this would be different here. Let's go back to the new game here. If say we had a position here and you wanted to know, well, what's a good move here? You could look at, let's go back here. Let's look for a hint for white that shows you white has 29 possible moves, and it arranged them in the order of the move that would increase the dominance, the number of squares that white has more influence than black. And the move, it says, the one that increases white's dominance by 3 squares is d2 to d4. This would be a pretty good move. Actually, it wouldn't be a good move in that situation, but it increases the dominance 3 squares, because this bishop was opened up, and these 2 squares here. So that's kind of flimsy artificial intelligence, but it kind of, g2 to g4 also was a good move in terms of increasing the dominance, but that's not a good move. I guess that's about it. The various actions: you can rotate the board, you can reverse the board, clear the board, you show the score, this thing right here that keeps track of how many squares each side attacks. You can view the board only. Oops, let me rotate that a little bit. You can just see the pawns and the pieces. Oh, these are instead of just seeing a blank or just a chessboard, you can also add the command buttons that you want to click on. I'm just going to show everything, but it gets kind of, somebody looked at this and said it's too complicated. So you can show other things if you want. The file, you can exit. You can print the form, you can print the moves, you can save the game. And that's about it. I've used this, and I still think it's a good program. It was the first program I wrote, and it was the reason I bought a computer back in 1980. TRS-80 Model 1 to write this program, and I started then, and I'm still kind of working on it. I should add artificial intelligence. I did add voice recognition. You could say, to make a move, you could move knight to king bishop 3 or knight to f3s. I'm not sure how I had it, but yeah, and it would do it. Now it started fiddling around with voice recognition, but I really didn't finish it. Anyway, that's the Chesshelper, which you can download. Thanks for watching.